A man showering discovers the drain blocked by a piece of transparent silicone. The man picks it up curiously to examine it, but the next moment, even more bizarre and terrifying events begin to unfold one after another. First, all the eggs in the house contain red blood mixed within. Immediately after, his wife, chopping vegetables, cleanly severs her own finger, yet she feels no pain whatsoever. Mutated praying mantises suddenly appear in the withered well in the yard, and the 7 alpacas in the barn also undergo genetic mutation, becoming multi-headed monsters. And this is merely the beginning of misfortune for this family of 5. To ease the mood of his cancer-stricken wife, Teresa, Nathan moves the family back to their old house in the countryside. Their sensible daughter, Lavinia, goes to the lake every day, praying to the spirits to heal her sick mother. The family enjoys happy times together, but this warm and comfortable life doesn't last long. Late one night, a strange purple glow suddenly appears in the sky. The youngest son, Jack, and the dog are the first to notice something unusual. Accompanied by a loud bang and Jack's scream, everyone is jolted awake from their sleep. When they rush outside, they find a purple meteorite has crashed in the yard, emitting a foul odor, like rotting meat. While they are puzzled, Teresa shouts from the doorway that Jack doesn't seem right. Although he has no physical injuries, he just sits there blankly, unresponsive to any comfort from his family. Sensing something wrong, Nathan immediately calls the police. The next day, when the police arrive, the meteorite is only radiating heat, showing no other abnormalities. The accompanying hydrologist, Ward, ultimately concludes it's just an ordinary meteorite, and nothing to worry about. After the police leave, Nathan still feels uneasy, so he seeks out Ward to voice his concerns. Nathan states that in these woods, besides his family, there lives a strange, reclusive old man nearby who must have also seen last night's bizarre phenomenon. Nathan's eldest son, Benny, then takes Ward to Ezra's dwelling. Strangely, before the two can even enter, Ezra comes out and speaks Ward's name. Yet, this is clearly their first meeting. Ezra then gives a contemptuous smile, claiming the local birds told him. Ward also shows an expression of disbelief. Inside, Ezra warmly serves them 2 cups of coffee, but Ward immediately sees the water is problematic. Its smell and color are far beyond drinking water standards. However, Ezra states the water is pumped from underground here, just like the well water at Nathan's place. At that moment, thunder suddenly crashes outside and heavy rain begins to fall. Meanwhile, the meteorite seems to possess magic, attracting all the lightning in the sky. Simultaneously, upon returning to his place, Ward immediately samples the water for testing, only to find the test strip turns an indescribable purplish red. Sensing danger, he prepares to report to his superiors, but a strange thump, thump, thump sound comes from the phone, like a rapidly beating heart. Just as he strains to hear it clearly, the sound seems to come from beside him, instantly putting Ward on edge. He turns on his flashlight to look around. The air shows strange light refractions, flickering faintly, appearing and vanishing. Just as he thinks the flashlight is broken, the next moment, Ward gathers his courage and approaches, but as he gets near his car, the engine cuts out, and then the radio suddenly turns on by itself. The next day after the rain clears, the huge meteorite has vanished, leaving only a bottomless pit. The purple flowers blooming around it also catch Nathan's attention. This vanished meteorite is no ordinary object. It is the famous entity from Cthulhu mythos, the color out of space. Its origin is beyond our universe. It is neither gas nor solid. You can think of it as a pure color. Though the color is invisible, it exerts a massive influence on its surroundings. That evening, the TV was broadcasting an interview news segment about Nathan's family discovering the mysterious meteorite. Nathan calls his wife over to watch, but at that moment, his wife's previously normal eyes suddenly become unfocused. Immediately after, she cracks open an egg, and bizarrely, the egg contains blood mixed within. Then, a terrifying scene unfolds.
Not understand. You're from WARK.
Dinner's ready.
Seeing this, Nathan immediately drives his wife to the town hospital, leaving only the 3 children home alone. Before leaving, Nathan instructs the children that they absolutely must let the alpacas out by 10 a.m. tomorrow, as these alpacas are the family's sole source of income. The next day, Benny leads the alpacas to the pasture on time. But when Lavinia comes outside, she finds the alpacas have all run back into the yard. Benny also looks confused, as he had just put them in the pasture moments ago. At this moment, Jack is strangely whistling towards the well by the door. When Lavinia walks over to him, he tells his sister he's talking to the person inside the well. She initially thinks Jack hasn't recovered from the fright, but as soon as she turns to leave, she hears another person's whistle coming from inside the well. Meanwhile, Nathan, worried about the kids, calls, but the phone signal seems interfered with, filled entirely with static noise. Simultaneously, the whistle sounds again from the well outside. Curious, Jack walks over, and indeed something mysterious is hiding in the well. Immediately after, a colorful praying mantis crawls out of the well. And inside the house, Lavinia also experiences something abnormal. She is washing the kitchen knife that cut her mother last night, completely unaware of a purple flash in the water. Just as she feels dizzy and disoriented, a large amount of blood suddenly gushes out from the sink. The sight before her directly makes her feel nauseous and wanting to vomit. Not long after, Ward arrives at Nathan's house and tells Lavinia the water here is problematic, and she must not drink it. After instructing Lavinia, he immediately heads to Ezra's house. Ezra is lying on the ground, seemingly hearing something beneath it, and he tells Ward he has discovered aliens underground. But Ward, hearing only static in the sensor, thinks Ezra is talking nonsense, and after telling Ezra not to drink the well water anymore, he leaves. That evening, Nathan drives home with his wife, her wound treated, singing loudly and in a very good mood. But the next moment, fortunately, it was a false alarm. They thought it was just a simple wildcat, but what they didn't know was their family's fate was about to meet misfortune. Simultaneously, strange things also start happening at home. Jack and the dog are sitting by the front door when suddenly the dog starts growling low, seeming to sense some danger, and charges forward. But only a few cries of pain are heard. Meanwhile, Lavinia is lying in bed, covering her ears forcefully, seemingly trying to block out everything outside. Then she suddenly gets up and goes to her brother's room. Looking at the TV emitting constant noise, her body twists and turns in apparent pain, only calming down when Benny enters. They both feel something is wrong. It should still be daytime, but the next moment, it's already dark, and they can't even tell direction anymore. Just then, the phone downstairs rings, but again, there's only static noise. Fortunately, Nathan and his wife return home in time. Seeing his youngest son standing alone in the yard and the alpacas not put away, the usually gentle Nathan flies into a rage. After Nathan deals with the alpacas, he prepares to take a shower and get a good night's sleep, leading to the scene at the very beginning. But after being pricked by that transparent object, Nathan feels itchy all over, and even his arm starts changing, growing scabs. Soon after, Nathan notices a foul smell in the house, very similar to the odor when the meteorite landed. Stranger still, the newly planted crops have ripened within just a few days. Nathan happily picks a full basket to bring home. But when he takes a bite, the crop emits a disgusting stench. At that moment, his wife comes over complaining about phone network issues, causing Nathan's emotions to instantly spiral out of control. The couple, who never argue, have a huge fight. Soon it's midnight and Nathan unknowingly falls asleep on the sofa. Meanwhile, the TV also starts showing strange images, and the entire house is enveloped in an eerie and terrifying atmosphere. Late at night, Lavinia takes out the Book of the Dead she bought from the bookstore, wanting to use its rituals to pray to God to save her family, even offering her own blood in sacrifice. But it's all in vain. She has no idea what level of monster they are facing. Outside the house, the two brothers are admiring the dazzling purple glow when suddenly they hear movement in the alpaca pen. When they open the alpaca stable, they are immediately shocked by the sight before them. All the alpacas are enveloped in clusters of purple light. Under a powerful force, their flesh starts merging like mud, emitting agonizing screams. The brothers, having never seen such a scene, turn and run in terror, with the colorful light beams chasing closely behind them. Teresa, hearing the commotion, arrives just in time, shielding Jack in her arms. Immediately after, they are struck by a beam of purple light. When the light faded, Nathan and the children were dumbfounded. Teresa and Jack had actually fused together, becoming a monster, yet they still retained their conscious minds. Nathan, returning inside, told Benny to call the hospital, but the phone simply wouldn't connect, still filled with static. They wanted to drive away, but the car, perfectly fine yesterday, now wouldn't start no matter what. Meanwhile, Teresa's arm, exposed to sunlight, also began to fester. Helpless, they could only move Teresa to the attic first. Looking at his suffering wife, a furious Nathan blamed all this misfortune on the alpacas. He took his hunting rifle into the barn and killed the once most precious alpacas. Nathan, covered in blood, returned to the attic and told his son and daughter to leave, saying he would handle this himself. After one last kiss with his wife, Nathan intended to euthanize her and his youngest son, but he couldn't bring himself to do it. Meanwhile, in the city, Ward was reporting to the mayor about the water pollution he discovered in the forest area, but the mayor, insisting on developing the city, was determined to expand the reservoir there. Helpless, Ward could only leave. He was just about to drive when Sheriff Pierce called out to him nearby. Sheriff Pierce stated he had found some strange creature corpses in the forest area. Pulling back the tarp, Ward was almost scared to the point of fainting. Dozens of animal corpses were fused together and mutated, presenting an extremely horrifying sight. Elsewhere, Lavinia and Benny prepared to ride out on horseback to find help. But the usually docile horse was now uncontrollable, its emotions highly volatile. Then a flash of purple light appeared in the horse's eyes, and it broke free and escaped. At that moment, Benny was suddenly drawn to the sound of barking coming from the well. Ignoring Lavinia's pleas, he climbed into the well to save the dog. After a flash of purple light, Benny was also swallowed into the depths of the well, leaving only a terrified Lavinia crying alone at the well opening. Suddenly, Nathan grabbed her. He scolded his daughter for not staying in the room as he instructed, and roughly dragged her to the attic, ordering her to feed her mother. Meanwhile, Ward and Sheriff Pierce also arrived at Nathan's front door. Seeing Nathan's dazed state, they knew something terrible must have happened. Just then, Teresa, transformed into a monster in the attic, slowly crawled onto Lavinia, trying to absorb her daughter into her own body. The screams also drew Ward and Sheriff Pierce from downstairs. In the critical moment, Nathan acted decisively and shot his wife. A shaken Ward carried Lavinia downstairs, but the next moment, the well emitted a purple glow. Seeing this, Nathan immediately raised his gun to shoot. This scene was witnessed by Sheriff Pierce inside the house. Mistaking Nathan's intent as hostile towards Ward, he shot Nathan in the chest. The purple light retreated back into the well. Looking at her father's tragic death, Lavinia was heartbroken. The once happy family of 5 was now only her, and she lost all will to survive. Seeing this, Ward could only take Sheriff Pierce to Ezra's house. But upon entering, they discovered Ezra had already lost all signs of life. Just as the two prepared to leave, Sheriff Pierce was seized by a mysterious creature in the trees. Panicked, Ward ran desperately, but somehow found himself back at Nathan's yard. Seeing Lavinia now standing beside the well, Ward approached to take her away from here. But when Lavinia turned her head, she actually opened a third eye on her forehead. Through Lavinia, Ward also saw the origin of this purple light. As the purple vortex grew larger, Lavinia vanished without a trace. With nowhere else to run, Ward could only return to the house, but he found Nathan's family sitting eerily on the living room sofa. Before Ward could react, Nathan walked over with an unnatural gait. Fortunately, Ward, young and strong, kicked Nathan away and hid in the basement. After an intense burst of light, everything returned to calm. When Ward climbed out of the ruins, he discovered the entire forest had been flattened. No one believed anything Ward said. Years later, the government requisitioned the land and built a reservoir. Only Ward would occasionally remember the story that happened to Nathan's family. Here, the movie ends. Faced with the wonders of Cthulhu, mortal beings have no power to resist, forever just supporting characters. The fortunate ones gain a sliver of survival, yet find no peace thereafter, living forever in fear. Remember to like and subscribe. Your support is my biggest motivation. We'll see you in the next one.